Good evening, Andy, and thank you very much for joining us after this healthy 4-0 victory over Southport. Andy, there were many voices around us saying that was a near perfect performance. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think we were pretty good from the first minute to the last. Pretty dominant, done all the things I wanted to do, and say deservedly won 4-0.
So nice as well, coming off the back of that away defeat at Chester, which was a close game, could have gone either way. And you said many complimentary things about the performance, but we just didn't get the results. So to come into today, get the response, get that kind of performance, you must be delighted.
Yeah, I was disappointed last week because I felt the goals weren't great, but then when I watched them again, we didn't do loads wrong. The conditions didn't help. In general, I thought we played quite well in the game, and we were unlucky, and you're not going to win every game. So we drew a line under that, and we sort of said, match that performance week in, week out, which we normally do, and you're going to win more than you lose. But you can't just say that. You have to then get a reaction and make sure you pick points up. So today for me was a big game after losing last week, and I thought we acquitted ourselves really, really well. And like I said, great result.
Well, today we were on top, really, like you say, from minute one. Got off to a great start with Nathan Shakuna's free kick, inch perfect. What were your thoughts and your view on that free kick?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it brilliantly from where I was the wrong side, but Shamp sat in the stand at the side and he said it was, great free kick, right where he wanted it. And we know he's good on them, and so we earned the right to get a free kick there because we played the right sort of football we wanted to do. And like I said, it was a good start. It settled a few nerves and got us on the front foot. It
must feel really good, Andy, actually, to be in a position finally where we're getting the players back off the injury list, and you've got a few more options today and going forward.
Yeah, no, we've said all along that we went for a spell where we had a few missing, but I've also said very, very similar to last year, the squad we've got, they're all good enough to play. We trained the other night and there's 4 or 5 who didn't even make the squad tonight who played in the game we played, and they could all play in the team. That's important for us to maintain what we've done. We've had a fantastic start to the season. To look where we are today, no one could have dreamt that really. But for us to maintain that, we need everyone to be able to come in and do a job, and I think we proved it today. I think the group as a whole's really, really strong. We've all of a sudden we've got players coming back, and it's a healthy, a lot of tough decisions for me to make, but equally ones I don't mind making because you're bringing good players into a good team.
Chris Ray started him today after coming on late against Chester, and he scored as well and made a really valuable contribution to the overall performance.
Yeah, and I know loads about Chris. Obviously, I had him at Diamonds, and he's played against us for different teams as well, so know a lot about him. It was a no-brainer really to get him in because at the time we were a little bit weak, as in the fact that Ty was playing a lot of minutes, Dan weren't playing, Alex Jones had issues, he couldn't be here, so we were looking a little bit weak at the time, so it was a no-brainer to strengthen that. The way we play, it's a tough role up there, if I'm being honest. Even last year, Crean's played it a lot and Ty shared the role, and Alex Jones come on at times, so Ty was having to do quite a lot, so it was a no-brainer to get Chris in. I know he's going to bring a lot to the club for the month. And I think he showed that today. Ty wasn't involved today, not because he didn't deserve to be. He's been ill. He got the flu. He was here, so it made a lot of sense. And Chris come in and showed, what we're on about. And I want to keep bringing players to the club that are better or as good as what we've got when we need them at the right times. We don't always need them, but it's equally important that when they do come in, they're good players.
Sure. Andy, was it easier later on in the game today with the fact that we had such a healthy scoreline and of course the options available from the bench to actually make those changes later on in the game today?
Mate, the thing is, I looked at the bench and you got 5 fantastic subs today who could all, like I said, do well in this league, have done well in this league, so it was picking the right ones, but equally, like I said, I've got 4 or 5 sitting the other side of each play. So it's nice to be able to do it when you're like that, and it was making the right options. I felt Ben Milnes we need to get minutes to because we know how important he is to us, so it was a no-brainer. Plus I wanted to shore up a little bit because we were 3-0 up, and it got a little bit attack against defence at times. We were breaking and then a little bit open the other way, so I didn't want to give them an inkling, so Ben coming on was a no-brainer. Nath had run a good race, so that was easy. Obviously to get Dan back on the pitch again was an easy one. And like I said, Kyle Williams, Ben Aquai again's been out a long time. He's played a lot of minutes recently, or more and more. So they were easy subs in a way. It was a shame for the other 2, Alex Jones and Willits, because I'd like to have got both of them on as well. Yeah,
just a point on Jamie Willits. Actually, he rolled his ankle or got stamped on at Billericay, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
And he's been out since. He can't get back in.
No, he carried on at Billericay. It was fantastic, really, that he carried on because we were limited at that point with a lot of players missing. He got through the game. But he's been sore since. But he's available now, and he's waiting his time. But again, Liam Dolman, Jordan, who's been excellent all season, Liam, who's been good when he's played. It's hard for people to break into this team. Also, you've got Brad Gascoigne, who played every game at this level last year, really, really well. Another great player, plenty good enough to play for us. But they've all got the weight of opportunities because the players that are playing are doing well, and it's difficult to change it. I'm never one to change it for the sake of it. It would take a few bad performances individually or collectively for me to make wholesale changes. But what I do need is people hanging around, being here, wanting to be here. And I think that showed it this week. Everyone's attended everything we've been doing because they appreciate it's a good place to be.
Okay, Andy, finally, looking forward now to Peterborough Sports away next week. Is it a ground where you've had much success in the past?
Yeah, I've had success there. I think things change over the years. I've never been there with Tamworth. I don't read loads into that. I think it's a tough place to go. I think they've had a great result today at South Shield. So, like I said, we seem to play teams that are on the crest because these, again, before last week at Chesterfield, they'd had a great run. I think he got manager a month. They've picked up a lot. So, it's when you play teams. But ultimately, I say it's about us. We'll do our homework on whoever we play. I always have them watched. I get my own information. We know what they're going to do, what they're not going to do. But ultimately, I trust in the boys we've got. So, if we play to our capabilities against Peterborough next week or anyone else in this league, I fancy we can acquit ourselves against anyone. If we have a few not quite at it and we're not really good enough, then any team could cause us problems, and that'll be exactly the same next week. Different sorts of games today, but one we'll be looking forward to.
Okay, Andy, as always, thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, thank you.